Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson has officially declared for the 2026 NFL Draft. Most people expected Simpson to return to Alabama for another year or potentially explore the transfer portal. Instead, he's going to bet on his current evaluation and the thinner quarterback depth in this 2026 NFL Draft class as compared to what's expected for the 2027 class. Now, the core conversation around Ty Simpson as of right now, it's not going to be about the talent level. It's going to be about his overall experience as a starting quarterback. He's made just 15 career starts, and that's well below that 25 to 30 games that NFL teams typically want from a first-round quarterback. Now, by comparison, recent day one picks like Anthony Richardson, Mitch Trubisky, and Dwayne Haskins, they all entered the league with 15 or fewer starts at the college level. Now, Simpson does have high-level tape, by the way, but he didn't finish the 2025 season as strongly as he started it. That's why this evaluation hinges on how his traits actually translate. So today, I want to break down his overall profile from a data standpoint, similar to the Fernando, Mendoza, and Dante Moore evaluations, and then we're going to tie that directly to what shows up on his film. Now, the first and most important trait in quarterback evaluation is mental processing. One of the cleanest ways to quantify processing is overall time to throw, which measures how quickly a quarterback can diagnose coverage and deliver the football. Now, using PFF's time in the pocket data, quarterbacks are evaluated by overall time to throw and by efficiency on throws under and over a 2.5-second threshold. This is a benchmark that is used across the NFL to separate on-schedule throws from extended plays. Now, Jared Goff is a great example. He is highly efficient when the ball comes out on time, but his performance drops when he's forced to hold on to the ball a little bit longer. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, remains efficient on both sides of that 2.5-second threshold. The takeaway is simple. You don't need elite athleticism like Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, but you do need to process cleanly from structure and remain functional when the plays break down and you have to extend to make a throw down the field. So how does Ty Simpson actually stack up in this particular category? Now, this past season, Simpson's average time to throw is 2.95 seconds. He ranks 173rd among all quarterbacks with at least 250 total dropbacks, and that is according to PFF. Now, for comparison's sake, Fernando Mendoza, he averages 2.72 seconds time to throw, and Dante Moore averages 2.55 seconds. Now, scheme obviously plays a huge role in all of this, but the split still matters. Only 39% of Simpson's total dropbacks resulted in throws happening in under 2.5 seconds. On those plays, though, he posted an 82% adjusted completion rate with an 11-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. That is very strong efficiency. Now, when plays had to extend beyond that 2.5-second mark, his adjusted completion rate dropped to 70% and the turnover-worthy plays spiked. At the same time, he converted extended dropbacks into 111 total first downs, third most among quarterbacks in 2025, showing an ability to survive and finish plays even when structure breaks down. Now, in terms of the second trait that we love to evaluate, it's throws under pressure. Now, facing pressure, Simpson graded 94th among all quarterbacks in 2025. And for comparison's sake, once again, Fernando Mendoza, he graded second, and Dante Moore graded 29th in that same category. Now, from a clean pocket, however, Simpson did post a top 10 PFF passing grade. Now, that split, it absolutely matters. It tells us that his accuracy, anticipation, and ball placement can hold up when structure remains intact, but his risk profile rises once pressure forces him to hold on to the football a bit longer. So let's dive into a few clips here that demonstrate Ty Simpson's accuracy, anticipation, and his ability to extend plays from the pocket. All right, so right away, when you turn on the Georgia tape, the first throw that you see is a perfectly placed hole shot. Now, I'm highlighting this play for a reason. Drops were an absolute issue for Ty Simpson this year. His receivers did not help him out in a lot of critical moments, but you can't throw this ball any better than he does here. Now, the next play shows his athleticism and post-snap recognition. Now, this is a 3rd and 7, by the way, and Ty Simpson is going to recognize the man coverage in front of him. Everything clears out, and he's just going to take off and show off that excellent athleticism that we talked about. This is something that I think NFL evaluators are going to fall in love with. Here is another great example of the ball placement for Ty Simpson. And again, it ends in a drop. You really can't make this stuff up when it comes to the receivers at Alabama, by the way, which several of these guys are very highly praised or highly looked at in the NFL draft community. But the accuracy on this throw, it is there. The location is right, and the ball is where it needs to be. Now, this is another 3rd and 7, still early in the first quarter. Watch the pocket discipline here. There's no panic from Ty Simpson. The footwork, it stays clean. Now, if you look to the field side, it's going to be a levels concept by the receivers at the top. Then he's going to have a crosser going down the middle here. But again, he's going to work through his progressions, step up in the pocket. He's just going to rip a dig route right down the middle of the field. This is where some of those early Joe Burrow comparisons probably came from, his ability to work that pocket. He understands how to step up and make an NFL level throw. Now, this final play is an absolute dime versus cover 2 here. Georgia, they're going to bring a 4-man pressure up front. Ty Simpson's going to have a 5-man route with play action and a longer developing concept here. Now, watch what he's able to do here. He holds the safety with his eyes, and he's really just waiting for the route to develop from his receiver here. And right before that receiver makes his break, he's going to let it rip. And that receiver just sits right in front of the safety there, and that ball is perfectly placed. Once again, great anticipation, great accuracy. So when you take a step back and look at the full picture, Ty Simpson's evaluation makes a lot of sense. He has functional athleticism, strong pocket awareness, and just enough arm talent to really operate within structure. From a clean pocket, from a dirty pocket, he shows all of that on his tape. Now, at the same time, he is not a finished product. The consistency of his processing under pressure, the elevated wrist when plays extend, and the limited starting experience are all factors that NFL teams are going to weigh heavily. Now, I am curious, you, the viewer, where do you land on Ty Simpson? Did he make the right decision to declare for the 2026 NFL draft? And how do you view his long-term ceiling at the NFL level? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit like and subscribe to the channel and stay locked into Football Scout 365 for more NFL draft analysis.